Hello, sweet souls. It's DTO, and I'm grateful to say that I am in my redesigned recording studio at Embody, Costa Rica. And we are honored to say that we are offering yoga classes, meditation classes. It all started when Himalaya and I went on tour together about 7 years ago, that we have all these opportunities to bring the magic on tour and on the road. And then when we came to Costa Rica, that was in 2020, we had a vision, clear vision, and we built this beautiful retreat and wellness center called Embody Costa Rica. And here's a picture from our grand opening. And want to give you a little context of where we are. This is the beautiful space. I currently am underground. So this is an underground podcast. And I welcome anyone that would like to work with me for recording songs, poems, guided meditations, audiobooks, podcasts, you name it. I'd love to see you, love to work with you. Okay, so today I have an extraordinary soul that I'm super honored to be interviewing, Stara Bean. She is a visionary and artistic director behind Godma Rising shows and Ripple of Love Productions. Stara began dancing and writing musicals very young. With a background that started in hip hop, Stara traveled the world studying different types of classical dance, temple dance, and belly dance. What has birthed is a unique form of temple dance that uses the body as shapes and mudras in space, rebirthing ancient temple dance styles. Stara's ability to weave storylines and activations that touches the soul come naturally. Stara's intentions for her shows are to send ripples of love throughout all of eternity through her prayerformance groups, dance prayers. Stara personally trains all of her prayerformers in movement and also energy movement and full body alignment. We are vessels of something greater than us. Without further ado, let's bring on Stara Bean. How are you today?
I'm good. I feel good. How are you?
Fantastic. So great to see you. And want to make sure that everyone knows that you are an amazing event planner and you have some great dates coming up for people to enjoy. And as people can see in the background here, you have an amazing production company that, is all about ripples of love. And I love what you were sharing from your bio around your background, your history, and really what you've been creating, not for yourself, but for your community, right? And of course, the ripple effect is that there is love. And that's what I love about your production company, which we'll put up on the screen right away to make sure that people can see. Ripple of Love Productions. And if anyone is interested in learning more, you go to rippleoflove.org. So this is an organism, it's an organization. And before we get into all of the details, every star or Stara being in the world has an origin story. And so if you're new to my podcast, this is a 5Q interview. And so we're going to go through 5 questions to learn more about your origin story, right? Every superhero. So let us know like where you grew up, how your beginnings started when it comes to the culture of events, gatherings, ceremony, connections, and all that you are now a part of. How did where you are now, like reverse time for everyone, so we can become more familiar with your backstory. Thank you.
Okay, so I was raised in a very small town in Northern California. And when I was young, there was no internet. I'm older than I look. So our realm of possibility really was only what we saw. And I had a black and white TV until I was 11. And then my dad got cable TV when I was around 12. So my experience was very limited as far as like reality and all the different frequencies. And I was in a very limited environment. And as I got older, like I went into the military and started traveling the world, and that's where my world expanded. When I was in the military, I was stationed in Germany, and some of these soldiers were said, "Hey, we're going to go to this festival. It's called the Love Parade." And I'm like, "Well, what is it?" And they said, "Oh, well, you dress up and there's music." And I had never been to a music festival, never even listened to electronic music before. And I've been a musician and writing songs since I was like 4 or 5. So I'm, very I love music and I love dancing. And so I went and I bought a little flapper outfit and we went to downtown Berlin. And there was like nobody there when we got there, but within 2 hours there was 80,000 people dancing to these floats going through downtown Berlin. Each float had a different kind of techno, and then at the end, all the floats played the same music. It was so phenomenal, unlike anything I had ever experienced before. And so that started my love affair with electronic music and music festivals. I've never seen anyone dance that way. It was just blowing my mind. Nobody was drinking alcohol. They were all drinking water. I didn't get it, but it was just an amazing experience. A couple of years later, I had that exact same experience with Burning Man. Like I'd never heard about Burning Man. I didn't know what it was. And I had friends actually take me to Burning Man. And that's how I discovered what Burning Man was. And I just, over the years, between our world travels, our world schooling with our children, just been going to these different events all over the world, from like, the Full Moon Party in Copenhagen to Envision Festival, to events around here. And I've always just loved the synergy of the way that everyone's gathering together and we're all evolving together. And it always seemed like you never leave the same as you come to a massive music festival like this, and everybody gets to evolve and grow together. And it's just a really beautiful experience. As I got older and, more mature, more responsibilities, more, wiser, I got to the point where when I would go to music festivals, I started feeling like, I've kind of had all the conversations I'm going to have. And, I don't need to party so much. I've broken through so much. I don't need to, go so hard at these festivals. And I started feeling a very strong calling to want to participate in the creation of these events and festivals. Um, like they've helped me change my life and grow into the being that I am today. It helped me understand new frequencies and just grow as a human being and evolve. And now and then I was feeling a strong calling to be a part of it. So now how do I become a part of these beautiful experiences that have always touched my life? And so my whole life, I've been gathering people together, creating friend groups, creating community. I myself have a large family. I have 5 children. So I'm always throwing community events and birthday parties. And, I was a housewife for a while. And what I kept doing was like throwing these events, and doing a lot of media and marketing. And so I also run a dance school, my Godma Rising Temple Dance School, where I did travel the world and study different forms of dance with my family. Actually, we took our kids around the world schooling, and I studied dance, and all my children studied something different. And so, yeah, all of that brought me here to Ripple of Love Productions, which is my production company where we produce events, festival-like events. We produce social media shows. We produce full-on dance performances, where it's very intentional, and we are opening up portals with the dance. Yeah, and so I think I'll accentuate on those with the next questions. Um, I can't hear you.
Hey, I was mentioning that it's great that you had this opportunity to go to that festival in Germany, in the Love Festival, right? Love Parade.
The
I've
love
heard
parade.
of it. I know it's definitely a legendary place for people to go and connect with their own self-expression in ways that probably wasn't allowed where we grew up in, our culture. So I think that's pretty cool. And how awesome that you were in the military when you had such a awakening of that, large scale, to be somewhere where 80,000 people are celebrating life and connected. So yeah, that's a fantastic origin story, because sometimes we have a slow build, or in life we have these aha moments where we're like, okay, boom, bolt of lightning. Now I'm in a fresh experience. As you were sharing earlier, you got the experience frequencies that you didn't know about, or you weren't tapped into until you had that experience. So rolling into question number 2 then, so what inspired you, in addition to that event, what inspired you personally to take on this massive responsibility to be in charge of the production, going from a seed of an idea to actually having a transformational journey for people to attend? Was there people saying, hey, you're so good at this, I love your outfits, why don't you do an event? Did you like, we'd love to know how that all came about.
Well, so I just I started teaching dance and started creating these dance shows, and got an opportunity to help with like a grand opening. And then we performed also. So I helped produce the grand opening and we performed. And then my friend, Ariel Ali, has this amazing transformational art and wanted to do an interactive art production with him, and then dressed up our girls as like kind of the alien creatures. And then we did this beautiful show, and it just kept growing from there. And every single show, I would get like more visions, and we just kept building it bigger and bigger and bigger. Ripple of Love, our Ripple of Love events have been through a couple iterations,
Mm-hmm.
as we're kind of finding our tone, our frequency,
Yeah.
but over the years, some things that have appeared is like our values. And so our values are kindness, consent, fun, and acceptance of each other's differences. And there's stories behind that. Like, where did those values come from? Why did I feel like I had to, really get clear about our values and really get clear about where we're going? Because, there's a lot of events and everyone has its own tone, and every tone is needed. We're all healing at our own pace. And so there needs to be some events where people are doing, drugs that we don't want at our events, like cocaine and K, for example. We had to get really clear around, like, we don't want these kind of medicines at our event, not because we have anything against the people doing them, because everybody's just doing their best to survive and be here. But there are other events for that. Our events are for collaborating and community, and there are certain things that create more separation and kind of separate us in our own world. And so at our Ripple of Love events, we do like this Cosmic Connections game, where we all get to know each other. We have craft tables. We have little candy tables where people make bracelets. We have tea tables. So we create all of these experiences for us all to come together as community. And then we all ohm together at 11:11 after our Godma Rising dance show, and our You Are a Miracle show through our Cosmic Lovers show, which is me and my partner. We also produce music for the show. So yeah, that was kind of the inspiration. Just wanting to have a certain kind of event that wasn't quite happening in our area. So we
Mm-hmm.
have, amazing ecstatic dance community here, and then we have this like, bass community. But some of us are a little bit in the middle. We're a little different. Like, we might want to put on makeup, but at the same time talk spirituality, right? And so, just kind of also finding that niche that's somewhere in the middle. We're not like too far in any direction. You can be vaxxed or unvaxxed. You're welcome here, and we really, like, our values actually came from, one community kind of discriminating towards people who were vaccinated, and one community discriminated towards people who were not. And we were like, whoa, this is kind of ridiculous. Let's all come together and accept each other's differences. And that's where our values came from. So our values actually came during that time when there was a lot of like narratives that were separating us, because we are conscious creators of our reality. And so Ripple of Love is actually turning into a movement of let's create an awesome world together. And so through all of our productions, whether it be interactive art experiences, these really fun Black light parties that we're doing, our Cosmic Connections game, our Cosmic Lovers You Are a Miracle show, it's all about, finding the deepest wisdom and truth in reality and creating from that place. So, we can all get stuck on all these little different beliefs that, let's be honest, did you believe what you believe today 5 years ago?
Nope.
Nobody. So why are we fighting over beliefs? It's kind of silly. So we want to create a space where everyone is welcome to come and create an awesome world together. And, our tone is through electronic music, but we have been having more live music at our events. And so I've been doing a series of events that are Blacklight events. It's really fun. Everybody gets dressed up. We body paint. We have body painters that come with your ticket, so you could have like blacklight face paint. And what has been really beautiful about this is that it doesn't matter if you have dreadlocks or you're wearing a cowboy hat. When you come into our event and you get painted, we're all one. We all vibe as one. We all own together. And I've had events with cowboys and people with dreadlocks, and it's just a beautiful event, and everybody just dances together in this beautiful harmony. And so that's our Ripple of Love. When we all own together, we all come together at 11:11 and own, we are putting out a ripple of love with however many people that are gathered together, creating that frequency of oneness, because that's what we need more in the world today, is us just getting together and vibing together. And sending out ripples of love.
I love that. And it's a great opportunity with the inspiration that came about to share, like, here's an amazing flyer of an event that's coming up on the 17th. And so it's right around the corner, and Future Primitive, an amazing artist, music producer. And I love the artwork. It really pulls me in. And obviously you have Cosmic Lovers, and you talked about other events and activities that you have at events, which I feel is really unique, right? Like, just because we're in these adult bodies doesn't mean that we have to just stay in a chair and watch other people have fun. Like, we can go out and we can dress up and we can have a theme. We can connect with people. We can feel that, as you said, with the collective Om, this connection to oneself and like the greater collective consciousness of who we are as these beings that get to share time and space on this planet. And as we all know, we have so many breaths, we have so many opportunities. And I love that you're creating a community of people that is for anyone that is aligned with your ethos. And as you said, from a cowboy to a Rastafarian, everyone gets to be there and gets to enjoy their time together and celebrate. So question 3 is, of course, there's a lot that goes into the imagination to then manifestation. I always love the fact that we have this amazing tool as human beings to create. And creativity is our birthright. We are part of creation. And for me as a music producer, I thrive in like my own personal process of how I get from silence to a full song. So I know the listeners today would love to hear, like, what is your creative process? Do you have any routines? Do you have rituals, ceremony? Is it like you're on a walk out in nature and boom, an idea comes to you on a theme? Do you bounce things around with your team members? Love to hear like kind of how behind the story of an event, like for example, the event that people are going to be attending on the 17th, like what goes into that? Because I promise not many people understand how an idea becomes an actual production. Enlighten
So,
us.
so the way I do it is, I do a lot of meditation, and so I receive visions. Um, so, for example, for my dance performances, it all comes in a vision, and then I have to break down the vision. I have to learn the dance moves myself, and then learn how to interpret that and teach other people those dance moves. And the same with the music. So a lot of times I will make music because of the vision of the show, and I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just like making music that fits the vision that I've seen, and then I birth it, right? And it's just, I've learned, specifically, to not stress out, because at this point I've birthed so much that I know it's going to happen if I don't give up, and I just take the next step, and I just take the next step. And so the same thing happens with our events, because a lot of our events are themed. So this event coming up with Future Primitive is an 888 through the portal with Future Primitive. And we are all dressing up like neon time travelers or timeline hoppers, because we made a song called Timeline Hop that we created a line dance for. So we're doing an EDM line dance, that we're going to be teaching people at this event. And so that kind of goes with the theme, right? So, like, what would a timeline hopper look like in a neon world where we're all, um, vibing together, all painted together. And so with the events, sometimes I won't know the name. Sometimes I'll just know the theme. And then I will just go about life, and I'll listen, and I'll be like, okay, Divine Mother, let me know what the name is going to be. And so we have some really unique names. So, like, we have Snow Light, which is our Christmas party. We have Lovealicious, which is our Valentine's Day love party. Alien Rave came to me because I actually birthed a song called Alien Rave, and it just came to me. And so I created it. And then I'm like, oh, we need to do an Alien Rave event. And so we have, you can find us on Spotify and SoundCloud under Cosmic Lovers with a K, Cosmic Lovers, if you want to hear some of our music. But it's just kind of fun stuff that kind of goes with the theme. So I haven't went live with a lot of our You Are Miracle show music yet, but I think I'm going to do that in September. So yeah, for me, it really comes as a vision or something I see, and then I just create it. I start taking pieces from here and here and here, and I don't push it. I allow it to be seen, and then I act on it.
So amazing. And guess what I was looking up for everyone to see? Your SoundCloud. I was like, this is too good. We got to have people follow you and listen to what you have shared so far. So here is Cosmic Lovers. And yeah, I love how much of a multidimensional being you are, where you have the Alien Rave, you have other projects that you've worked on, Shanti Kingdom. So yeah, this is so great that people can find you as well. I'm going to give you a follow right now in real time. So fantastic. So I love this because, as we shared, like, this third piece of the interview is about your creative process. And since you're already at your altar space, you're already in meditation, you're already channeling, then, as you said, these ideas come and then you bring them to life. And as you know, we're only as good as the team members, the allies that we have, because once people are aligned with your vision, then it's like go time. And there's a lot that goes into these productions. So thank you so much for that insight. That's fantastic. And so once you have the production, question 4 leads into, what is the impact and how are people responding to your events and productions?
So we have a really tight community. It's just been growing and growing, and we have people that come to every single event that we throw, from the boat party. So we're throwing an event at Burning Man on Friday night at Center Camp Plaza. At Myth Makers Camp, we're throwing a black light unicorns and dragons party, and we are going to have body painters, and we're going to do the whole You Are a Miracle show. So if you're going to Burning Man this year, 2024, Friday night, Center Camp Plaza at Mythmakers Camp. Come play with us. Come dance with us. But yeah, people love our events, and once they go, they want to keep going. I've had people tell me they would follow us anywhere, you know. And so I did do a string of interviews, and what I got out of it is just the events make people feel good afterwards. And because we're so community oriented, and we have all of these fun little like games and tables that bring people together, it's you will leave with at least 5. Everybody is friendly. Everybody is warm. And I think it's, because it's my event. And so I'm birthing the event first. And then my partner, who's absolutely amazing. And we have a really great synergy together. And then the people that have jumped on our production team are very warm and inviting. And then it's like, it just keeps growing. Right. And then everybody gets brought, people get brought in, and then they want to bring more people in. And it's just a very loving, supportive environment that makes people feel included, and hope in a crazy world where everything is telling us not to have hope, and everything is telling us that we should feel guilty that we even exist. And then you come to this event, you learn that you are a miracle. We had a little funny paragraph recently. See if I could remember it, but it said, so this is kind of like our show in a nutshell. There's these aliens that come out of this UFO, and then they do this dance thing, and then afterwards you feel better about your existence. And that's kind of it in a nutshell, we just want to create an awesome world together. We're not trying to get into all the little intricacies and things that some people are addressing in the collective psyche, and, mad respect to everybody and where they feel their work is. But we're just here to create an awesome world together. And ultimately, underneath all of our productions and everything we do is this movement. Let's create an awesome world together. Like, what if enough of us just worked together and just made it awesome, right? And we seem to have kind of lost that over the last couple of years. And so we really, that's our deepest intention. We also produce couples retreats and stuff for couples, and all of it, and everything we do, the deepest intention is let's create an awesome world together. Let's gather together and let's do something awesome.
Well, count me in. I'm in your Facebook group as well. And I love that the community keeps on building and growing and flowing into that ripple of love out for the world. And I love the piece around the acceptance, because I feel a lot of us are seekers and we don't always know where we belong. And there's, human psychology, there's a point in most people's lives, whether they are conscious of it or not, where we feel like we're not a part of the tribe or the cool kids, or we're just like marginalized for whatever reason that society puts us in these, cages, right? Where we're like, nobody puts baby in a corner, right? And so I love that your vision of the world and what you're actually bringing to the possibility is that people can come as they are. They can, feel that love in their own heart. They can start to have that worth and that value. And over time, we all develop character traits that can be in alignment with what it is that you're offering people at Ripples to Love, right? Which is a transformational event production agency that you're specializing in creating memorable experiences. And that's one thing to just go to a gathering, go to some event, and you're like, I was there, and then they left. But what I feel the key word for you is it's a transformative event where it's about the style, it's about the eclectic ways of how we can be self-expressed, and where we're all in this together. And so I feel like the authenticity, the passion, and your unique style personally has really delivered such a unique offering to multiple communities. So I want to acknowledge you for that and thank you for that, because that's like a beautiful light in the world of an opportunity. And when we think about the word like enlightenment or be the light, it's really, I feel like, to feel that alignment where you're seen and you're being witnessed, and there's like that reflection piece back and forth. And then of course the ripples go out there where someone, it's like, where were you last night? Oh my gosh. You don't even know what happened exactly when you meet someone possibly that came to your event, but you're like, there's a radiance, there's some energy field that's coming off of this person that they don't even know. And I'm sure that's how a lot of your events grow, right? Of course, through this podcast today, people can go to your website, people can join the Facebook group, go to Instagram, go to the events. And I know probably lots of word of mouth has happened as well. So yeah, I'm here to support that. And here's the website. So let's complete every podcast I do this, which are you having to share closing words, if any of those come about, any advice, if anyone out there possibly wants to put on their own events or is looking for these types of productions, or any wisdom that you found along the way. And of course, feel free to invite us into your upcoming events.
Well, awesome. So our next event is August 17th in Ashland, Oregon, with Future Primitive, Cosmic Lovers, Mistral, and the Housewife. And we're actually going to do an after party with Haiku, but all of that will be on all of our social medias in the next 24 hours. I'm going to put out some new information. We also have a Telegram group for people that aren't on social media. So these are my words of wisdom. You are a miracle. It took billions of years of evolution for you to exist. You are billions of cells all working together to create you, the being that you are. You are a miracle, a divine blessing of divine truth. And every step you take and every move you make is that of divine intelligence. You are not killing life. You are life. You are not killing nature. You are nature. And when you step into your divine knowingness, knowing this truth, then we become united and connected with all of life and all things that are living.
Thank you. I receive, I feel the energy, and thank you for being you, Stara Bean. And for everyone out there that's watching it live or on the archive, check out rippleoflove.org, where you can tap into all the offerings. And as we talked about, there's lots of events, lots of gatherings that anyone can participate in. But I do want to also invite people into the piece that if they have a vision and they're wanting a production company, then you can reach out to Stara and she can design anything that you desire, whatever that might be. So.
Yes. And what we would like, what we're excited about getting into is actually like if you want to do a really unique wedding. We want to start getting into some really unique weddings. And so if you are a burner or a festival goer or a raver, or you just love to celebrate life, you just want a wedding that celebrates life, that's another offering that we are just coming out with that we're super excited about. But yeah, we love doing interactive art experiences. We've done grand openings. We could help you throw an amazing birthday party. We like to do couples workshops. We travel all over the world. So yeah, just reach out.
So much goodness. And so here's some samples of the website. So anyone that wants to plan, just go ahead and click this button to reach out. Thank you so much for being here, Stara. I appreciate you. And I'm grateful for everyone out there. Check it out, rippleoflove.org. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ciao for now.